My name is Kamela. I am the true crime medium. As a medium, I actually use my intuitive abilities to remote view missing persons. I also do inquiries into cold cases, and I also look into true crime. So I want to say that I tend to keep most things here not graphic, but I am going to bring on a guest right now, and I am going to just add her right now because I want to talk about the experience that a couple of weeks. So I'm just bringing Jamie onto the show right now. And hello, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay
Okay,
today.
super good. So I have to say, one of the beautiful things is that I do try to facilitate a relationship with a lot of the people that know me. Her name is Jamie, is somebody who has been with me almost from the start when I got onto TikTok. And she's always been such a bright, she's a coach herself. She helps people sort out challenges in their life. And over the last couple of weeks, there was an incident that brought her to my true crime mediumship account. So do you want to describe that, or do you want me to just sort of narrate things from my perspective, whatever you would prefer?
Well, I guess we will do a little bit of both. I found out that my brother-in-law went missing. He went missing on a Friday, and I found out on so it was August 4th, I believe. I found out on the following Tuesday that he had gone missing, and so at that point he'd already been missing for 5 days. So we didn't have a good feeling about it. So I was helping my sister search for him, and in bushes and just the most peculiar places. But and we ended up finding him dead in the bushes after I reached out to Kamela asking for some help and stuff. And because I happened to be, when I had just first found out she was alive, and I heard this news, and I just said, my brother-in-law is missing. And I was just throwing it out there because I, have spoken to you for a couple year or two. And it was just crazy that you were alive, and I found out this horrible news. So we ended up finding him on Thursday. He had already been gone for a week.
Yeah. So I remember when you came to me and you spoke to me, this is what happens with people who are shocked with the circumstances of a loved one being like of a missing loved one. It's like overwhelmed, shocked, frustrated. How do I help? And so detectives in Manitoba were already investigating leads that they had. And so you had shared with me that they had moved away from the last known location of where he was. And for me, as the medium and as a medium and as a psychic medium, I actually, what I do is I look at I just leap into the energy of the missing person. So how it works for me is that I actually open up my channel and I start to connect to source. And what I kept seeing were images of being blacked out, of like conscious coming into conscious, and then also like blacking out. And then I could see that he was laying down face up with a line of trees around him. And then I saw, I just saw everything sort of fade to black. Now, the police, I don't even know if I should share this. Do you want me to disclose what location or the large city where they were focused? Is that okay? It's up to you what you feel comfortable with.
They haven't publicly said it, and because
I
it
mean,
was,
we'll keep it
yeah,
discreet
uh,
then. So I want you to know that
let's just say it was very close to home for my sister and for me.
yeah, and
It's totally messed up.
right. So So what came through for me to try and help her and her family locate him, because he had been missing for 6 to 7 days, if that's correct, is okay, is that I actually said that I felt he was in the woods, not near water, but he was in the woods, and that you needed to go and look at, like, I saw a cabin that was nearby, and that you needed to be able to go look. Like, I actually told you and your family to get in the car, go out into the woods, look around the cabin, and that's where you guys actually discovered him. Okay, which obviously, that's the whole idea of me being able to do true crime mediumship, is to be able to help families with missing persons reconnect to their loved ones. I also want to say that your brother-in-law was also an avid hunter, and he loved being in nature. And I just think one of the beautiful stories was how the family located him. Did you want to share that part? I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, that's stuff I'm all good. I'm all good, but it was he was found exactly how Kamela said. He was found in bushes, trees around. He was looking up to the sky, and the police did not find him. It was my sister, it was his sister, and it was his mom, and it was me that found him.
This is
So,
true. But as you guys, I don't know if you had told me this one detail that I actually is something I'll probably always remember, is that as the family was starting to approach, they saw deer at the edge of the woods. Is that, yeah, which is like such an emotional piece, because to me this is a sign to the family of a return of innocence. This is sort of like shamanic medicine that's being brought to the family. And I also feel like this was a sign from his spirit that there would be some kind of balance brought back into the family's lives. It's not easy. Um, your sister is now a widowed
yeah,
mom.
she's 39. So, yeah,
Yeah.
39 doesn't have, you know, they were just starting, I think, the better part of their life because their relationship wasn't the best, but I think they were going to be starting the better part of their relationship in life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So then, just something that I just want to remind you of, um, is that the energy of your brother-in-law is around you. He's here right now. I don't know if you want me to do mediumship for you, but that's up to you.
I have goosebumps, and the one thing that I'm struggling with, and people lose people all the time. The one thing that I'm really struggling with is looking at bushes and not seeing a body laying there.
Yeah, what you not
I see
see.
him. Like, I look in bushes and I can see his clothes, I can see him,
No.
and that's yeah, the face, what I saw and everything. Like, it's one thing to lose a family member, it's a whole nother thing to find them dead after a week and see them, and and that's not how you want to remember them. But right now, I think I'm just going through a bit of that PTSD, that little bit of that trauma right now of trying to heal myself so I don't always see that.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want you to understand. Yeah, and as a counselor yourself, you do understand PTSD. It doesn't mean that processing this is easy. Sorry, but I'm just going to tap into source and just find out how I can offer words of encouragement for you in this healing process. It's really interesting. Sorry, have you been having neck issues lately? Have you been having, or any kind
Yeah,
of
I always have.
you just,
Yeah.
just curious. Yeah, have you have it like towards, do you just have neck issues?
Yeah.
And the other
Yeah.
thing I want to ask you, sorry, when I connect to energy, I obviously don't know specifically where I'm going to go, but the first thing that's coming through is I feel like your neck is really tight, and I actually feel like this is connected to the trauma that you've experienced. It's like where actually it's a couple things. Is one is that the trauma of what you witnessed, I actually feel like you have not found the words to be able to express the way that you feel. So that's why I feel that there is this like emotion that is within the fascia and the neck here, which is connected to like the throat chakra, which is the inability to be able to express how you feel.
Yeah.
And also, I think you're having a hard time sleeping. I see a lot of restless sleep for you right now.
Yeah. I
And
think so.
does that make sense?
Yeah. 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 Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. I have a lot. I sleep with a neck pillow and stuff. Yeah, I'm really struggling to put the words of how I'm feeling. There's so much. There's guilt, there's shame, there's anger, there's all over the place.
Okay. The other thing too is that I also feel like you have a lot of anxiety right now. I think that this is overwhelming for you, but it's triggering anxiety. So let me just find ways to channel how to help you cope. Okay. And this is all obviously I would offer for you, what I would say is that definitely work with your primary physician, make sure that you're doing everything that a certified, a licensed therapist or psychologist might be able to offer to you. These are, of course, always my opinions for speculation, entertainment only when I step into the world of medical mediumship. What I do as a non-traditional healer is that I actually focus on ways in which you can release energy to help clear up the energetic meridians within your system. And it's really, can I ask you the other thing too, is like, um, I don't, I feel that you have a hard time right now. I feel like, do you feel like people aren't hearing you as well? Okay. Like it's
Yeah.
not only just you expressing how you feel, but I almost feel because the entire family has PTSD from this, that you guys are not able to hear each other, which is also making it very difficult for everybody to be able to heal. I
Yeah.
think that most obviously your sister needs a lot of support. I feel like she's having a hard time coping. I think I might have shared with you that she's also, her body is sort of releasing a lot of intense emotion as connected to the 7 days in which he was missing, which is the same for you because you're such an empath. You intuitively pick up so much from the people around you that you also need to be able to understand that they might not be the best way to help you cope or heal through this. So actually working with a therapist, and I think talk therapy would probably be good for you. What's also interesting is I don't feel that going into nature even sounds right to you.
Nope.
Okay, it's like almost like being out in the woods is a traumatizing idea. You have a fear of this unknown, you have a fear of being attacked, and also a fear of like what exactly were the circumstance that led him to this passing. I think this is something else that you're dealing with. Sorry, hold on. Let me just listen more.
Yeah.
Is one, I want you to understand that you're safe. Okay. So source is telling me to tell you that you're safe and you do not need to have a fear of being stalked. Does this make sense?
I think so. I think so. And I think stalked. I think it's in a not like in a stalking way. I think stalked like Ivan just took the dogs out for a walk, and I looked in the bush, and it's almost like I saw feet because that's the first thing that I saw was legs.
Yeah.
Stalked in that way of the images.
Right. Okay. So these kind of triggers, okay, so I see stalking, this fear of like things leaping out or stalking or being watched and things like that. See, these are triggers that are, I would say, like I can't diagnose, but this to me seems like this is connected to some type of post-traumatic stress disorder. So I actually would tell you to make this to this week coming up, I would definitely look into seeing a physician to help you with that.
I'm seeing my doctor on the 28th.
Okay, good.
And I also have, I'm also going to do, I have a friend through a volunteer organization that I do. She's a shaman. She's going to help me through the healing process too.
Okay, super good. Yeah, this is absolutely. And I also feel like it's really good for you to go to a shaman because they're so connected to the energy of the earth so that you don't have to be scared of nature. I think that everything that you're sharing with me is good. It's interesting. I actually have a crystal back here. I don't have it here, but I actually, for you, what I hear is black tourmaline. I actually, did you know what that crystal is? Do you have one?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you do. Okay, very good. Sorry, have you been having issues with dreams? Have you been having issues with dreams as well?
I dream, I remember most of my dreams. Yeah. Some of them, that's funny you say that. A couple nights ago, I had, and I had a nightmare where it woke me up, and I don't have nightmares. I don't get scared, but it woke me up. It's
Okay,
like 4 o'clock in the morning.
so a couple things. Okay, so a couple things that you can do is this. I would like for you to program the black tourmaline crystal. So I'm going to get it for you, and I'm going to show you. Okay. Is it? Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. So this is what black tourmaline crystal looks like. You can get obviously smaller cuts. Okay. You can also get smoky topaz crystal as a way to be able to help protect your energy. You can even get a bracelet or a necklace. And then what I want you to do is just simply hold the crystal in your hand and ask the universe to program protection into the crystal. Anybody can do this, okay? Anybody who is dealing with fear, anybody that's having difficulty sleeping, or that is having nightmares, or that suffers from PTSD, okay? I just want you to simply hold this crystal, all right, and just ask the universe to imagine energy being poured into helping protect you, okay? Helping to help protect your energy. Then this crystal, for some reason, and it's up to you to see what's right with your intuition, is that you can actually sleep with this crystal in your bed. So you can put it underneath a pillow that you might not be sleeping under, okay? Or put it underneath your own pillow. Or if you don't feel comfortable with that, just put it on the nightstand next to you. And then this is a tangible, what is it? Like sorry, I'm looking for the
I can hold it like I'm
yeah,
holding a crystal right
it's
now.
almost like a talisman, okay? Where you have helped to program a crystal to help you feel safe and protected, okay? And then when you wake up, at any time that you connect to that crystal, this is an energetic way of grounding fear out of your system and into the earth. So then you just simply imagine any kind of fear that you have just running out of your system, just flowing out through the nearest window, or just diffusing into the ground or the earth around you. Okay. And that's just something that you do energetically, or we would call it a visualization. All right. But I also want to say that EMDR, or working with your physician, and then working with non-traditional healers, is going to be the absolute best, way forward for you. But this is healing that will take time. And as I shared with you in a private session that I did with you, is that I actually believe that this is going to guide you on the type of therapy that you will be doing in the future. So everything that you're experiencing will eventually be wisdom and knowledge that will help other people. Okay?
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, I'm just wondering. You said my brother-in-law is there. You
Yep.
know, it's funny. You told me on the day. So Kamela, when we found him, within an hour or two, she was reaching out, and we were talking, and I asked for sign and sunflowers, and I've seen lots of sunflowers. We've seen lots of sunflowers, and I guess I'm thinking it took maybe a little bit because I don't think he was expecting to die. And I'm just wondering if he's made peace with his death.
That's a beautiful question. Okay, so hold on. Sorry,
We
hold on.
haven't.
So here's the deal is that with some of the challenges that he had in life, understand that those challenges had been self-inflicted punishment. He had a hard time forgiving himself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He did things that were unforgivable, and because he made those mistakes because of his physiological makeup, because of his body and the way that he was wired, and to other things, I want you to understand he's telling me that every time he made a mistake, he was very unforgiving of himself, and he punished himself even worse.
Breaks
Does
my
that make
heart.
does that make sense? But he's telling me now from a place where he's in the afterlife. He wants you to understand that he says that he says, can you forgive me? Can you forgive me for the damage that I did to myself and how this is impacting each of you?
Yeah.
That's the bigger question, is how will you be able to forgive me? Because understand, once I crossed into the afterlife, I realized that I was forgiven and that I understood the fallacy of the mistakes I made. And that's, I don't, he would never say a word like fallacy, but this is the way that I'm interpreting it for you. Okay.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
basically, his words would be like, I fucked up. I
Yep.
fucked up.
Totally.
And yeah, he would be like, I fucked up. And I want you to understand that, like, I fucking had no idea how this would break everybody's fucking heart.
Because
And
wow,
he said,
that's
and
Joe.
he said, yeah, he says particularly his kids.
Oh yeah, his daughter. She's very angry right now
Yeah. Oh,
because
yeah.
because they had a fight. That was the last conversation that they had. My sister and him is that they were arguing, and I think it
He
just
says,
goes to show you just never know. You just
yeah,
never know when you're gonna hear the person's voice again.
but he says
Just
that you also have to understand he was sick.
he was getting tested for stuff. He was supposed to go next month to the get a whole bunch of blood work results.
Yeah. So he's telling me that he was telling me that he was sick, and that as his sole contract was to not put additional burden on the family. Um, and so I often see this with people who either have near death experiences and then decide to stay in the afterlife, right? Which is how I connect with them through mediumship. But I want you to understand that he's telling me, I put my entire family through so much shit. Do you think I really was going to put you through more?
Yeah, that's
He
that's
didn't
Joe.
always, he didn't always have the most optimistic vision of his future. That was actually one of the negative traits that he owns. He says that was me not actually being spiritual enough and believing. He didn't believe in miracles.
No, he was not a spiritual guy at all. So when I went to his spot, just because I know he'd be like, "Fuck Jamie," I threw a amethyst crystal where his body was,
That's good.
and I was like, "Here, Joe." And I did it like out of love, but also like I know you're probably saying, "Fuck Jamie."
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, no. Actually, I think that there will be a lot of healing for you as connected to the earth and to nature. And that right now for you, I'm going to actually move away from medium because I'm just channeling more information, and specifically for you, you need to really focus on healing and not feel guilty about focusing on yourself. Okay, because there's a little bit of guilt towards your sister about not being there enough for her, but understand that you have your own PTSD. Okay, I don't diagnose, but
But I
it seems to me like you could have it based on the events that have unfolded for you in the last couple of weeks. Whether you have this or not, I want you to understand that self-care is going to be a priority for at least the next 3 months. At least the next 3 months. You really need to make because I have loved the journey that you have been on since I met you to where you are today. And I love it too, because Sammy ain't nothing but the veggies, who's here and is one of like my OG followers, also says that you should be so proud of yourself. You have come into my life. Sammy has been there. So have a lot of other people. And I want you to understand that, that we have watched you grow. And so I want you to see that this is not a setback for you, and that this is actually a test, and that you have to use faith and hope and understand that the universe is supporting your growth through this intense personal experience. Okay. So I hope you continue to use spiritual means as a way to help heal you. Spiritual connection is, and whatever spirituality, whatever form you choose to practice, however you choose to get there, is the road that is right for you. But understand that spirituality is a way for you to quantum shift your life. Right. So I want to just speak these beautiful words right now into your mind, your third chakra here, the brow chakra, for you to really receive the type of energetic upgrades and the sort of conscious shift that's going to be happening to you over the next 3 months, over the course of the next year. So have faith that everything that's unfolding for you right now is to help you heal, and it is to help you be a better member to the other family members, including your sister. And also, just the other thing that I have that I'm supposed to say to you is just to remind you that you're never alone. Okay.
Yeah.
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 So
That's it's really good to hear because, yeah, I am struggling, and I do feel guilty, and I feel guilty because I'm able to talk to my partner, I'm able to hug my partner, I'm able to do that, and my sister can't do that anymore.
yeah, I understand. But you have to understand that peace is going to be coming into her life, that the universe is there to embrace her. And I know that there will be pivots in her life that will occur, that will make sense. Right. And I want you to understand that your brother-in-law is here, and is witnessing everything that your sister is going through. And the worst thing you can do is make yourself feel guilty for the embrace of people that are in your life. Okay, that's actually, he's the one who's calling out the way that you don't need to punish yourself, because you're very empathic. I already said you're very intuitive. You're so empathic and intuitive that you actually feel like you shouldn't even accept a hug from somebody because your sister doesn't have the opportunity to be hugged in the same way. But this is helping catch that kind of thought. Yeah.
That's how my partner and I have been, and it's like I love him, but it's just it's just really hard. Like it is nuts. Like it's crazy. That's the only thing I can think of. It's crazy.
Yeah, but I hope that you can, like, here, I'm going to ask you a question. Like, can you give yourself permission to love your way through even this darkest night or the darkest valley that you are right now walking through? Can you use love as the lantern to guide you forward?
Yeah, for sure.
Can you, let me just be a little bit more clear. Can you allow love in to help heal?
Ooh. You know, that is very interesting that you asked that question because I usually heal isolated. So it's healing and having somebody want to, like, comfort me is a little uncomfortable. And I am working towards that, and I'm going to continue working towards that because that's the change that I want to make for my life. And I want to continue passing that down to my kids is don't heal alone. Don't don't go through stuff like this alone. It's horrible and it's not fun. So I will continue working on that and to yeah. So
You're
that's really
worthy.
interesting.
You're worthy of receiving love. Right now what we're talking about is actually part of the purpose of this life for you. You're meant to be working on these deeper issues of how you receive love. You're really good at supporting everybody else, but how about receiving? How about receiving the love as well? Right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and really receiving it, not just say, "Oh, thank you," but really, but
Yeah.
feeling it.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm proud of you.
Thank
I really am. I'm so proud of you. I know that some days are going to be hard. I want you to understand that you're never alone. And I want you to understand that your brother-in-law is also helping to send you signs of courage and strength, which is why the sunflower was picked as a sign.
That's
Okay.
beautiful. That's beautiful. And thank you, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Thank
feel like
you.
he's here. He's right
Yeah,
here. Yeah.
that's why I'm saying is thank you, Joe, for coming into my life and to my family's life. We miss you so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I hope you rest in peace. And I hope you keep sending us your signs of the little things that you're going to
Yeah.
do to let us know you're there.
Yeah. Yeah. He says music too. He's going to send music and sunflowers. Okay. Yeah. And he says, he's proud of you right now. And thank you for the way that you're supporting his sister. And
I'm trying.
he also says, thank you for the way that you supported me when I was alive. You don't give yourself enough credit.
Yeah, I always, uh, I always loved him, even when he was struggling, and even when he was, as he says, messing up and putting his family through hell. I always loved him. I never stopped, and and it's really nice for him to see how much he really is loved, and it's really unfortunate that he had to die to know that. That's really sad. But I'm happy that he knows that, and I'm happy that he's at peace, and that we're healing, and that he's helping us heal. And just thank you. And I mean, yeah, you helped find my brother-in-law, and I'm not, and I it's yeah, it's completely, I still can't wrap my head around it, but yeah, if yeah, you helped, and I'm forever grateful to you. Like forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, thank you.
I
And
think that all of our lives are really woven together. I think we're all connected. I think that whether it's people in the comments who have ideas on cases or missing persons, I just want to say that I think really this is a testament to the power of love. And Don't make me emotional, but I just want to say the reason why so many people watch or listen to, true crime or trying to understand the injustices of the world are people who have so much love in their heart, and that the love that we have to support one another to find justice is powerful. So just despite all the conspiracy theories and all of the injustices that we see in the world right now, from natural disasters or extreme weather, I want everybody who listening to me right now, if I can just share anything that truly is channeled in from source, it is that love is more powerful than absolutely anything. And it is time and time again, from natural disasters to horrible cases, that together the right people come together to use love as the tool to heal and build a better world. And this is true for you. And I just want to remind you, Jamie, that you're a powerful healer and that you are gaining the wisdom to be able to help others understand how to process through everything from addiction to dealing with grief. So I appreciate you. I just want you to understand that that love is all around you and your entire family, and that the universe will really help you understand how to move forward with love. So I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you for everybody who is here. I think I'm going to keep this particular evening short because I really just want to resonate and say I'm appreciative of every person that I'm able to help here. And I'm appreciated. I just want to say, like, how bold and courageous you are to have to even just be on this live, Jamie, right? I mean, this wasn't easy. And for you to give other people hope and to be this amazing at processing this type of trauma, and that you're finding the tools to be able to heal, is very empowering for others as well. Okay.
It's very nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's just, you're very comforting, you're very soothing, you're very calming, and you were there at the darkest time of my life. It's not every day you see a dead body. So you were there to help me process that, and you've continued to be there, and I'm so grateful. Like, I as you explain, what you've seen and everything, the last time that I went to where Joe was found, I looked up and I remember you saying there was a tree branch, and yep, there were tree branches fallen. He was looking to the sky and stuff. Like, it was so, yeah, you were there, like, energetically, and
Yeah.
it was like you were seeing through my eyes, you were seeing through Joe's eyes. It was just, so I
Yeah.
thank you from the bottom of my heart and soul.
Yes, Jamie, thank you for being so courageous to share your story with each of us. I truly appreciate you. So thank you. Do you have any last words or anything else that you'd like to share before
No,
you can just enjoy the rest of your evening and
I
relax?
feel like I got a good cry, and I feel like I feel like I can really start healing, and I thank you for channeling and Joe coming forward to you, and it's, I mean, words can't describe what that feels like for me, and it's only been a week, so I feel like I can stop being so hard on myself and drop that guilt and the shame of,
Yeah.
what if I don't hear his voice anymore? What if I don't see him in a bush? Like, it just feels like I can start my healing process, my
Yeah.
healing
Yeah.
journey.
Yes, absolutely. I'm sorry. One last message has come through for you specifically, which is about, this is an important time for you to also have a vision of what you would like your future to be. And it's kind of interesting that's coming through. It's very specifically like with the brow chakra. I'm being told to tell you to open up and think of a positive future for yourself, and not one that is filled with hardship, abandonment. It's not filled with betrayals or shocking twists that are, I mean, this is not something that I would say uh, at this point. I don't really have a vision of you experiencing something quite like this. I actually, the vision that I have for you is that you're going through a mind, body, and soul transformation that is going to be used to help others. Okay, so have a vision of, just keep that peaceful vision. And actually, your brother-in-law is here. He says, he's just really, he keeps showing this, and then he shows this, like, he shows the sky opening up. Okay, and I think that this is about opening up and having a vision about, you know how it felt when you got to the top of that, where was that mountain you went to?
Banff,
Bam.
Sulphur Mountain.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we're yeah, yeah. That was insane.
Can you quickly tell me the story of what it was like taking, what was that thing you took to the top?
A gondola.
A Gondola.
So yeah, I went up like 2,500 feet on a gondola, and I don't like heights.
Yeah.
And so I was just
Okay.
above the trees. So that was my first TikTok video that I made of my face, because I don't like my face. But when I got there, I was shit scared. I couldn't wait till I went back down, but I was hesitating to go down. It's
And
scary.
who are you there with?
Myself. I went by myself. Yeah. Yeah, it was a trip that I've always wanted to do, and I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm not waiting for anybody. I'm going myself, so I did.
That's right. So I want you to understand. You felt that energy within you right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. Like I'm smiling because I asked the universe for so many signs while I was there, and I got them. I
Yeah.
got them.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the type of like spiritual living that you can continue to do every single day. Okay. And don't forget, you can use crystals, whatever kind of crystals that you want to use. Okay. Whatever you're attracted to. It doesn't have to be the crystals that I want, but I just want you to understand that you have the ability and you have the gifts to allow spirit to help guide you in this path. And I just see so much peace coming in for your whole family.
Good.
Okay.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you so much, and I, I hope this helps somebody else. That really, when a person goes missing, it is the most numbing part. It's the most numbing thing to go through, because you don't know what the outcome is. And um, I hope this brought some clarity to people, and I hope it just brought some peace. And I'm very much glad to share my story of what I'm going through and went through and stuff like that. So
I mean, the fact that I mean, this just me as a human. I mean, the fact that I told you that you should look around these different cabins, and that you guys took action on what I shared with you, is phenomenal.
yeah. And
And
you saw
so,
a cabin, and because it was actually a log house where he was found, which is very cabin, but yeah, it was,
yeah.
yeah.
But the fact that you took action, because you had to drive hours away out to this place to search with your family, I mean, is just incredible. And so really, I want to highlight the type of faith that it took for you to be able to go out there, was immense. And I want you to understand that same kind of faith is what will help you get through this in a more healed way. So keep having faith, keep having a vision, and understand you're just as empowered as that woman that was at the top of Banff, at the top of the mountain that you are right now, climbing up a new mountain. But I see you getting to the top. Okay, love?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
it's so beautiful. Thank
Good
you.
night. Yeah, for sure. Good night. Thank you so much. I don't know how to like actually.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, though, for your support. I appreciate it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
absolutely. Jamie is phenomenal, and she's absolutely so supportive towards all of her clients. She's an amazing, amazing woman. Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a good sleep.
Yeah, no, exactly, for sure. So, I just like the courage it took for her to come on here and share her story. I know there's a lot of people that I have worked with that don't necessarily, that's my dog, that don't always want to share their story. I think what's amazing is that this is more the power of spirit. So I just feel grateful that she felt safe and that she had the courage to share her experiences. I am going to end this live now. Thank you for taking time to listen to this. I'm actually going to put this into my podcast. You're such a love. She's sending me gifts. You do not even have to do that. I just want you to understand, if you want to hear this again, it's going to be in my True Crime Medium podcast. Okay, definitely heavy. Many of us felt that, crying. Yep. Only after 1 week too. Yeah. So I want you guys to understand, it's very true, that if you want to listen to this podcast, it's called True Crime Medium. The podcast is available on Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts, and I will publish it to YouTube. So if you want to watch a complete, if you want to hear everything from start to finish, don't worry, you'll be able to watch this whenever you have time. So thank you so much. Have a beautiful night. Whatever trials, tribulation, hardships that you are going through, I want you to understand that with a brave heart and courage, together we can fight crime to find greater paths of justice so that we can make this world not just a better place for ourselves, but for future generations. Thank you so much for joining. Have a beautiful night.